Hello, everyone! Yeah, I'm a bit down in the dumps, but I'm still able to react somewhat. I can give information and make commentary without being down completely. But,
Yes.
yeah, I'll be mostly doing this somewhat so that I can focus. If I focus too much on other things, well, you know. Anyway, what I was about to say. Hotshot is actually a Transformer I grew up with during the Energon trilogy. Or the Unicron trilogy. I don't know why I said Energon. But either way, he's quite literally the replacement for Bumblebee, but I like his design more, so, you know. I think I had his toy, but I'm not sure.
I have his Armada toy, but I never got any of the others.
Yeah, I just remember
He
that.
was actually the first one I ever got.
I just remember all of them had a transformation if you had a mini-con and just put it in a certain place. Yeah. Mini-con transformation power boost. And that was a thing.
He
I also,
had the Axel Zuka.
yeah, I also really liked his design. Also,
Yeah, it's a solid design, fun character, and I'll never forgive Bumblebee for stealing his place in the franchise.
yeah, when I was kind of freaking out where I'm like, who are these people? Who's Ratchet? I remember Red Alert. Who the hell is Bumblebee? I thought that was Hotshot.
Yep. The
That
funny
was,
thing is, Red Alert's not really that much of a medic in terms of characterization. If I had to characterize him, he is soldier more than anyone else on the team.
he's like
He is a
field
soldier.
commander. Yeah.
This week, we're celebrating 200 episodes of The Basics, with one that's long overdue. To audiences
love
in
his
the early
design.
2000s, this spot was
The
what
CGI
Bumblebee
definitely
is
wasn't
to
good.
kids of today. The
Oh, yeah.
archetypal, heroic
It
young
did?
Autobot.
You say your thing.
No, you say yours.
So the Japanese Armada hotshot had some additional electronics worked into his arm so he could light up the Star Saber. Like, Prime had a similar system built into his supermode arm. It didn't really work well, but it was there, and it was also... Yeah, no, since Hotshot was the one who actually wielded the damn thing,
Yeah.
I don't think Prime ever touched it.
Yeah, I don't think Optimus ever touched the Star Saber. Like, at all.
He used the Requiem Blaster, like, once. He mostly used the Skyboom Shield.
Yeah. Which, honestly, for Optimus, doesn't seem that far off.
Side note, the Star Saber, the Minicon weapons absolutely fuck, and I would love... And I'm happy that most of them have been immortalized as the legendary weapons of the Primes, but I also want my tiny sword made out of jets.
You also want your Skyboom shield. Anyway.
I actually own the Skyboom Shield. It's the only one I own.
Oh. I
With
wish
a
I had...
need for speed and
I
a
think
heart
I
of
had the
gold.
Star Saber, but
These
I'm
are
not
the
sure.
basics on Hotshot.
Yeah,
The
Hotshot.
first Transformer named Hotshot
Really?
appeared in the
Right.
2001 series.
The one no one
Robots
remembers.
in
I
Disguise,
forgot about him.
A recolor of the
I forgot about him
1995
because I didn't
Autobot
remember this
Blowout.
at all.
He transformed into a Porsche 959 sports
I
car
had two
and
of
was
these as a
sold in a
kid. I
two-pack
bought 'em
with
in, like,
fellow Autobot Rev. Hotshot was
bought
the
'em
leader
like
of the
a little
Autobot
tin.
ninja team, the Spy Changers, his serious demeanor hiding a kind and caring nature.
Yeah, I don't
The
remember this at
character
all.
originated in Japan.
They used
where
a
he
mix
was
of
named
toys for the
Artfire,
show, from what
but he
I
was
know.
renamed Hotshot when the series was translated
Yep,
for
G2
Hasbro
molds,
markets.
G1 molds, new molds.
It was the following year that the definitive Autobot to bear the name Hotshot was
Yeah.
introduced in 2002's Transformers Armada. Unrelated to the Robots in Disguise character beyond
I
their
love
shared
Demolisher,
name,
by the way.
he transformed
Yeah,
into a
yeah, cool
yellow
design.
sports car and came packaged with his Minicon
He has gun
partner,
hands.
Jolt,
He had a good arc
tiny
in Energon, right
helicopter
until he
who
didn't.
connected to Hotshot
Yeah.
to unlock his action
Unfortunately.
features, converting his rear axle into a huge
Yep.
bazooka. Now, at one
He
point
also got
early
the
in
laser
Armada's
weapon.
development,
Commercials.
Hasbro were considering
Yeah.
naming this Autobot
Ye-
Bumblebee,
Of
after
course.
the classic 1984 character. And while
Ah,
that might have suited his
Dreamwave.
color scheme, in terms of
I'm glad you're
personality,
dead.
Hotshot
No.
was much more like the 1986 Autobot Hot Rod,
Yeah.
a speedy, hot-headed youngster prone to disobeying orders
Yeah.
and rushing into
He's
action.
Hot Rod in
who had the
Japan.
potential to be a great leader if he could only learn patience. In fact,
Oh.
he was so much like him that Hotshot was actually renamed Hot Rod for the Japanese market.
Wow. Did not know that.
Armada served as the big relaunch of the Transformers franchise for the 21st century, ushering in a new era of the brand that reinvented
this
its
animation
world
was actually
and
pretty
characters. And Hotshot was its poster boy,
Yeah.
appearing in comics, animation, and all kinds
Well,
of
he was the
merchandise.
one kid
In particular,
character, basically,
he played
the
a
teenager.
central role in the Armada
Yep.
cartoon,
I want to
which
like
charted
the
his
Armada
journey
comics.
from
There's
impetuous
a lot
youth
to like about
to
him.
seasoned warrior.
Like,
He learned the
we get to
price
see the Herald of
of
Unicron from
overconfidence when
G1
he
show
lost
up.
the powerful
Really, huh?
Yeah, no, Galvatron, Thunderwing just march in and start blowing shit up. Eventually leading to Megatron versus Galvatron. Which goes about, I've killed countless Megatrons. And do you think you'll last any longer? And then he whipped out the Star Saber and started, and fucking cut him in half.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
I was expecting
Yeah,
that.
no, my issue is Sideways is only in a single background panel, and Sideways is my favorite part of Armada.
You mean the trickster who's playing both sides?
Oh yeah. Him and his hats.
Yeah. They somehow uses a mechanical biker. And I do remember that one part where Megatron gains a Star Saber and just starts swinging around, freaking out the other Decepticons.
Oh yeah.
That was a whole
Armada
thing.
was good. You know, it's
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah. From what I heard,
Star
it's on
Saber's
YouTube.
sword to the Decepticons.
Somewhere.
He was forced to confront the sins of his past when his old friend Wheeljack, who he had long ago been forced to leave for dead on the battlefield, returned
Why does
for
he look like
revenge.
Sideswipe?
And he
I don't
even
know.
temporarily took on the heavy burden of leading the Autobots
matrix
when
of
Optimus
leadership.
Prime was believed dead. Late in the series, a Minicon power boost
Oh, yeah,
upgraded
this.
Hotshot into his Power Links form, which
Power
further
Links.
emphasized his similarity to Hot Rod with a color scheme
Yep.
based directly on
Yeah, I
the classic
remember this.
character. Beyond the cartoon, one of Hotshot's
Yeah,
most
but
memorable
Violet did go
appearances
down that
was in the
version of the toy.
mini-comic that came
Mm-hmm.
packaged with his toy. But not because of the comic itself. What made it infamous was a parody created by fan Matt
Oh,
Marshall,
what?
who rewrote the
Yeah.
comic to depict Hotshot as a cartoonish simpleton obsessed with jam.
What?
The gag became the most significant fandom meme of the
Yeah,
era.
we don't
so
talk about it
famous that
anymore.
it was even
What the
later
hell?
referenced in official media years after Armada ended.
Yeah,
This
the guy
is
who wrote it
good for
turned
him.
out to be kind of
A bad person.
racist.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then there's just this very weird meme
It
with the one
remains one of
note.
the things Hotshot is best known for among fans today. Hotshot returned for Armada's
Oh,
2004
yeah,
sequel
he gave
series,
this form for some
Transformers
reason.
Energon, by which time
Yeah.
he had further matured into
It's
a
not a bad
level-headed,
design, but I don't like it as
senior-ranked
much.
Autobot
It doesn't.
battle
Yeah, it doesn't
commander.
really
In
feel
this
the
series,
same.
Hotshot could
bit
combine
blocky,
with his
but
fellow
that's really a
Autobots
problem
to
with Energon
form
as a
larger
whole.
robots.
Oh yeah, they use this
He
combiner.
continued to appear regularly in
Bit.
both the Energon cartoon and comic book, fighting to stop the Decepticons from stealing
God, the
Energon
CGI was not
to
that
revive
great.
the monster planet.
Oh, no, it's god-awful.
Unicron. Energon was followed in 2005 by
dub is
Transformers
worse.
Cybertron, the
Meanwhile,
third and
then
final
we have-
installment in the new continuity
Again,
that
still
Armada began,
doesn't
which
hit me
came
the
to be
same as
known
Armada,
as
but
the Unicron
it's a
trilogy.
good toy.
Hotshot continued
Yeah.
to play a big role in this series, sporting another new form that also based a lot of its design cues on Hot Rod. Cybertron followed the Autobots on their quest for the long-lost artifacts of power. the
Oh
Cyber
yeah,
Planet
he also got
Keys.
through another
Sent
transformation.
to the Cybertronian colony world of Velocitron,
I fucking
Hotshot
love
took
the
part
Speed
in a
Planet
racing
arc.
tournament to win
Oh.
the planet's key, during which his old impetuous instincts came back out, as his love
Yeah.
of speed and drive to prove himself the fastest
about
led him
right.
to push his body to dangerous limits, until his fellow Autobots arrived to remind him of the value of teamwork and help him win the race. Later in the series, Hotshot,
Galvatron,
Red Alert, and
or
Scattershot
And now,
were all badly damaged
farewell.
in battle with Megatron, but were
Oh.
saved by an infusion of
This
energy
was the
from
last
the
episode I ever
Transformers
saw,
god,
by the way.
Primus,
Huh.
that upgraded them into new forms.
I just
Trading
watched them
speed
die
for
one
power,
day. Didn't get
Hotshot
closure for
became a
years.
heavily armed, armored car.
That's a nice
Together,
design.
the reformative trio were called
That's
the
decent.
Cybertron Defense Team, named
Why?
for
I
the
think I
role
like
they
Scattershot a
played
bit more.
in purging their
Oh.
homeworld of an infestation of robotic scrap metal insects.
I love the scrap metal.
Off the back of his central role in the
Oh,
Unicron
yeah,
trilogy,
he
a
was
new
there.
incarnation of Hotshot was planned to
For an
appear as a
episode.
major cast member in the next TV
was supposed to
series,
get a toy.
2007's
Of course he was. A lot of
Transformers
things were supposed to get a
Animated.
toy here.
But in the name of synergy with the new live-action movie, he was dropped during the show's development and replaced in the role of the Autobots' insubordinate young speed demon by Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
The show didn't
Honestly,
completely
that does
forget
make
about
sense.
Hotshot, though. He had
I
a
do
brief
like he has
appearance in
that.
its third season premiere in
Oh, yeah.
2009 as a member of the Autobots Team Athenia, who got his leg blown off while defending a space
Damn.
bridge outpost against a Decepticon attack. And a toy of him was in the process of being
Oh.
designed, but the premature cancellation
Yeah.
of Animated meant it was never released. With Bumblebee's return to prominence, taking up the role of the youthful hero destined for greatness
Over
that
there
had
on
once
the
been
movie.
Hot
Yeah, the
Shots,
movies for
there
this
was
true.
sadly
There's
little room in the
gotta
new
be Bumblebee.
series of the next decade for the bot who had, just a few years earlier, been one of the brand's biggest characters. Though he would reappear
Okay, so
more
I will
than any
defend
other
Robots in
Unicron
Disguise.
trilogy character,
Really?
Hotshot still only received a few
A lot of
new
people don't
toys
like it, and that's
minor
because it's
media
not a
appearances
great
during this
sequel to
time.
Prime.
Most significantly, highlighting
But
his
it's a pretty good
status as the
standalone
series'
story.
signature character, a new toy
Oh,
of his
this
Armada
one.
form was released in 2009 in the Transformers Universe line as part of its celebration of Transformers' 25th anniversary. Other incarnations of the character would appear in the Transformers Prime toy line
I regret
in
not buying this.
2012, a retool of the
really?
Bumblebee of that series. In 2014's Age of Extinction line, a recolor of the
I
Autobot
have no
Crosshairs
regrets about this
that
one.
turned into a Chevrolet
Oh, dear
Corvette
God.
with
Crosshairs-
colors inspired by classic
Crosshairs isn't a
Corvette
good toy.
Autobot tracks. And he made an assortment of cameos in IDW Publishing's
Oh,
comic
this is not a
books,
bad
most
design.
prominently appearing as one of
Yep.
the telepathic Transformers known as City Speakers from the colony world
City
of
Speakers.
Caminus.
Yep.
It was in 2018's Rescue Bots Academy that Hotshot was finally
I'm
able
mad I
to
never
enjoy
saw one
a
of these on
major
store shelves.
starring role again, thanks to the series
want
being
one.
set in its own
Well, these
little
Rescue
corner of
Bots.
the Transformers universe, focusing on the next
They're not
generation
bad
of
toys.
younger Autobots.
They're fun fidgets.
This version of Hotshot was a talented but self-centered athlete, skilled in the Cybertronian sport of Cube. He was
Cube?
invited by Optimus Prime to put his
Yeah, it was
skills
a
to
thing they
better
tried to
use,
push.
learning to become an emergency first responder at the Autobots Rescue Bot Training Academy on Earth. Hotshot's competitive nature and lack of experience with rescue work meant that he struggled to fit in at the academy. So to help him, Prime gifted him a multi-cog, which allowed him to assume 3 different alternate
Oh,
modes: an
cool.
ATV, a jet, and a hovercraft, but only 1 per day. Hotshot's time at the academy, learning from his teachers and his fellow
This is the
recruits,
last sequel to
particularly
Prime.
his friendly rival Wedge,
Really?
and mastering tools like his water
Yep.
spraying gauntlets,
This is a
sonic
direct
blaster,
continuation of Rescue
and
Bots,
chemical
which shared a
combi
continuity
cannon,
with
taught him
Prime.
the importance of teamwork and friendship
crossed over a couple
competition and personal glory. When his old buddy Scorch invited him to join his pro Cube team, Hotshot
Oh.
used the lessons he had learned to take the team
Nice.
to victory, but ultimately decided
It's
that
a very
the academy
simple
was
style
where
of
he really
animation.
belonged. Eventually, with the help of
I
his
haven't
friends
seen
and
Academy,
his
but
mentor,
original Rescue Bots
Heatwave,
was actually pretty good.
Hotshot unlocked the full power of his multi-cog, removing his 1 mode a day limit and granting him a 4th alternate mode, a fire truck patterned after Heatwave's own vehicle form.
Wait, is that really the only
Following
fucking
his
fire
return to
truck toy?
prominence
So-
in Rescue Bots Academy, Hotshot would also
this
show
one
up
based
in
off
the
of his
Siege
Cybertron
toy line
one.
in 2019 with a
Hound.
Cybertronian Jeep alternate mode, a retool and recolor of that
Which one was
line's
in the comics,
Hound
I think?
figure
He
that
was a
paid
wrecker.
homage to his Cybertron Defense toy. In this form, he appeared in IDW's
Yep.
Tread and Circuits
Oh.
miniseries as a member of the Wreckers, an Autobot undercover unit
Really?
masquerading as a traveling stunt show investigating crimes on
That's not a bad
Velocitron.
idea.
And most recently, a new toy of Hotshot's original Armada form was released in the
So I didn't pick this up, and
Transformers
I'm
Legacy
not
toy
fond of the
line in
legs.
2023,
Yeah, I don't like those
proving
hollow
that While
legs.
he might not be the headliner character he once was, he is still rightly remembered as
And
the
loved.
star of the series that relaunched
Oh, yeah.
Transformers for a whole new generation.
That said, he doesn't have a minicon.
Damn.
And those are the basics on
Like, they made one, but it's only convention exclusive release.
Ah, double damn. So, what'd you think of that?
I think it was a good summation of Hotshot.
Yeah, I think so too. Hotshot's one of those characters that I love if he come back, but I don't see them doing all that much with him, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, he's probably not appearing in the in anything current either.
So, I'll say this once again. If you guys like what we're doing, please do consider following, considering checking out what else we do. And of course, we have more of these reactions, so if you want, check those out as well. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.